Alright, hello and welcome to another episode of HauntsRUs. My name is Cheeb, I'm your host, and I'm haunted on Maine.
My name's Sadie, I'm your co-host, and I'm also haunted on Maine. As well as horny. Oh.
No! No!
Yes! Wow. It's 3 a.m. My girlfriend's getting resurrected right now. I'm so horny.
No. We're not talking about him this episode.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about this episode?
Well, I mean, earlier today, my boyfriend told me he was actually a demon, so...
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
He was a succubus.
This podcast is bringing things to my life, man.
You're like, I didn't know I was ever gonna hear that. I didn't know that was part of our. I didn't know we had that dynamic. Okay.
Oh no. But yeah, tonight we're not gonna be talking about being horny on Maine. We're talking about dolls this time. Haunted dolls. Remember those? That's what we talk about on HauntsRUs. We talk about haunted dolls.
Yeah, I love haunted dolls.
Oh, you want to know what type of haunted doll we're talking about?
What kind?
We're talking about Japanese haunted dolls, man. That grow hair.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna
Maybe
talk
she's born
today
with it.
about. Oh, maybe she's born with it. You're right. Hair, that is. She's born with hair.
Maybe it's a ghost. So she grows hair.
But yeah, man. The ghost doesn't grow hair. The doll does.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's creepy.
I mean, there's like a ghost in like Japanese folklore that does attack people with its hair.
What?
Yeah, it's like a freaking, what are they? Yeah, like a little demon or a ghost or something.
How?
Like this female ghost that like attacks people with their hair.
How do you attack someone with your hair?
And she fucking whips
She
it,
just
man.
whips it.
Like in Shantae or like in Bayonetta, she attacks people with her
Oh,
hair.
yeah. I never thought of that. I never thought of that being like a weird Japanese thing.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either. I
Oh.
thought that was just like a weird fetish
Yeah.
thing, like hair for some reason.
I think that it probably is a fetish
know.
thing. Everything's a fetish.
God, I hope not.
No, dude, everything that a
Hair
woman does
getting everywhere.
ever is a fucking fetish, I swear.
I don't like
Anything that we do.
I don't like
we take
it.
a shit, it's a fetish. Like, stop. I'm just
No,
trying to
I don't like it.
I'm just trying to take a shit in a public restroom. Leave me alone. Stop recording me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, Starbucks
Wasn't
is
there like a celebrity?
What?
Like some famous person like recorded like a bunch of women like in the bathrooms. Wasn't that like a big thing?
I don't remember that. All I remember is that like Starbucks is used to have outlets right next to their sinks. Like facing towards the toilet, and then now we don't have them because people are gross and will like put a fake charging cube on there, and it's actually a camera.
What?
Yup.
What?
Yeah, because we have like we have all gender bathrooms now.
All right, but what does that have to do with putting cameras?
Oh wait, never
in
mind. Not the all gender bathroom. Sorry. That doesn't make any sense. Back when they were segregated bathrooms. Like low key, they're like, "Oh, it's so that everyone feels welcome." And I'm like, "Are you sure it's not just to prevent disgusting people from, from recording us? Is that what it is? That's why I'm all for all gendered bathrooms. Like, don't fucking record and stop. That way they don't know.
Wait, was the cameras to stop men from going into the women's bathroom or what?
No. There was no No, the camera was put there by someone to, like, get video footage of people, like, taking a shit.
Oh, just like some independent party that isn't Starbucks.
No, it is not Starbucks affiliated. No, I am not Starbucks affiliated.
I thought that was just what they did at Starbucks.
No, it's not. It's what randos do at Starbucks because they're disgusting.
What?
Yeah.
No.
They used to have outlets right next to the sink, and now they don't because people are gross and we can't have nice things. Now I can't charge my phone in the bathroom while I take a 10, or while I use the restroom, quote unquote.
Yeah, man. Aren't they afraid that someone's gonna spill water on the outlet?
Not really, I don't think. My own house has that, actually. I always thought it was weird.
Well, that's for, like, your hairdryer, right?
Yeah, but it's right next to the sink. I don't know.
Yeah, for, like, your hairdryer.
I don't think so.
Anyways, that makes sense. Yeah, today we're gonna talk about Okiku, the haunted doll. She's, like, pretty well known. She's in the Hokkaido area, so hopefully we get a little bit into that. I'm sleepy. I'm tired.
You didn't drink a big coffee? I thought you were gonna drink a big coffee.
I didn't drink. I ate like tuna and what else did I eat? I ate a ramen.
Delicious.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll edit it out.
That you ate food?
I ate food. Oh, that's someone's fetish.
I know. It's like, oh, we can't let them know. It really is, though. It really be like that. Haven't you seen Haven't you seen all those, like, quote, like, those, they say that they're mukbangs, but they're actually just, like, enormously obese women eating food? It's a fetish, man.
Isn't that just called, oh god, there's a word for it. I don't know if I want our audience to know about it, because then they'll be burdened with that information.
Tell me.
I think the fetish is called, gosh, what is it called?
Oh, a feeder fetish?
I remember because there was, I think it's called like feeder.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, it must be that. I remember because there was like this, you know how like there's like this really popular subgenre on YouTube where it's just like storytellers, but it's like animated.
Oh yeah.
I remember I saw like a little YouTube clip that was like that, but it was like her describing her feeder relationship that she had when she was like 16.
Ew.
Yeah, dude,
gross.
It was awful.
Yeah, man, feeder relationships are just like they're just abusive relationships.
Man, we just got fetishes on the mind because the last episode we did was about like ghost fucking.
Oh yeah. We're haunted on May.
This episode has nothing to do with fetishes.
I know nothing to do, but that's all we talk about. It's just it's been so close to Valentine's Day is what it is. We got our donks sonked, like.
Did you get your donks sonked?
Yeah, recently, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It was nice.
That's nice.
I was like, aw.
I'm glad you didn't decide to go after a ghost.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it's really easy.
Apparently. No, none of them wanted to come out. They were like, nah, fam, you're too desperate. Go away. They're like, we don't like this vibe.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
But yeah, speaking of not speaking about fetishes, if you want to listen to us talk about ghost fucking, you could listen to the last episode. That one was a real treat.
That one was definitely fun.
But tonight what's
I
that?
said that one was definitely fun.
Yeah, that one was really fun.
Not a whole lot of information.
So we're gonna get into Okiku, the haunted doll, and let's get right into the story. So the story starts around like 1910. It's like the general dates I'm getting, like 1910 to like 1918. A 17-year-old boy by the name of Ikichi Suzuki purchased the doll for his 2-year-old sister as a souvenir while visiting Sapporo. Sapporo. That sounds like a Spanish word. It has 2 R's.
Isn't that a beer?
It is a beer, isn't it? Sapporo?
It is. Sapporo beer.
Yeah.
It's cheap and delicious. I'm assuming it's just a place, and they named it after that. Also, what is it? Again, if you've seen this fucking doll, it's absolutely terrifying. It's like, it's uncomfortable to look at. I don't like it. Like, and more so than Robert the Dollbert, where we were like, oh, he's so creepy because he's scary and he does things. Like, it's like he's creepy because you know that there's something like lurking behind there. She's just like,
yeah, dude.
I don't know anything about her, but I do not want to look at her.
We'll get into that in a little bit. We'll describe the doll.
It's upsetting.
I gotta tell the story. All right, so he gets the doll for his 2-year-old sister while he's like visiting Sapporo, Japan, at like a marine exhibition. And the doll itself is around like 16 inches, so it's like on the smaller side. And like it was dressed in like the traditional Japanese kimono. And the thing that's also kind of like really upsetting about this doll is that the eyes that are set into the doll are just black beads. So that's one of the things that makes it really uncomfortable. There's like no white in the eyes. It's just got these dark black beady eyes that are really upsetting to look at. Yeah, because when you
wondering why she looked like that. I was like,
when you look at other
her?
dolls that look like her, we'll get into like the type of doll that Okiku is. But when you look at like other dolls, they don't look as poorly made as Okiku.
No,
like the type of doll that she is like actually kind of like a really cute, like really traditional doll. Like they always have like the big black irises, but there's some white in their eyes. Mm-hmm. But with Okiku, she has like this grotesquely fleshy looking skin. And like, I don't know if that's just the way the photographs are taken, because the photographs are taken in like the golden box that she's displayed with. So I don't know if that's like a lighting thing and it makes like the porcelain look really weird. But she has like a really upsetting fleshy looking skin and like the black eyes.
Yeah, when you sent it to me, I was very surprised that it wasn't just white. Isn't that...
Yeah.
Like, isn't that, like, that's usually the color of the doll, like, porcelain dolls in general, and then especially Japanese porcelain dolls. Or what
usually...
are they, Hina dolls?
What was that?
I said, what are they called, Hina dolls?
This particular called, I think... Hold on, let me look at my notes.
Sorry, am I getting ahead?
I was looking at my notes.
Am I getting ahead?
But there was also... There's also a page on Google that was just a picture of a lizard, so I guess that's part of my notes is that I was just looking at a lizard.
I love lizards. Is he cute?
Yes. Lizards are pretty... It was, you know how like when you do surgery on a lizard, you have to like tape him onto like a roll of like a towel. When
you do surgery on a lizard, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, you have to like roll up a towel and then tape the lizard on it. And I guess I was looking at a picture of it on Google.
Why?
So
they did surgery on a lizard, guys. Oh no. Oh no, what's wrong with him, the poor baby?
Oh.
Makes me sad.
So anyways, I'm sure it just came up on my notes was a picture of a lizard, so I'm just like, oh, that's cool. So, like, Okiku is an Ichimatsu doll, and you could Google search that, and, like, a lot of the dolls that look similar to that will pop up. So if that's something you want to do, we'll come, like, right back to, like, the type of doll she is and everything. But for right now, let me finish the story, because I'm too busy talking about lizard surgery instead of telling the story.
Oh, I look up Ichimatsu, and all I get is the anime. Yeah.
Really? Maybe you spelled it wrong.
I probably definitely did. But anyway, continue with your story, sorry.
So, I guess there's also an anime.
Can't type down anything without there being an anime of it.
It's true.
Anyway.
So like I was saying, it was a small gift purchased by the 17-year-old boy for her sister who was 2 years old. In like Sapporo, Japan, which is one of like the islands surrounding Hokkaido, Japan. I think I may be wrong. I'm not sure.
You call
Maybe
yourself a weeb?
I'm sorry if I am. I don't know.
You call yourself a Japanophile?
Bro, I don't even know where the states in the United States are, bro. Like Vermont? That isn't real. I don't know where that is.
What the fuck is Vermont? I don't think that's a state.
Vermont is totally a state.
No, it's not. What? Hold.
Look up Vermont.
If I'm stupid, please edit it out. Oh, it's a state!
No, we're keeping that in. We're keeping it in. That thought he doesn't think Vermont is real. I'm sorry for any of our listeners in Vermont.
Y'all don't exist.
Y'all don't matter.
Man, it's like right on the edge. It's right by Maine. That shit don't... That's Canada. Fuck you guys. Part of the New England region? Fuck you guys. I didn't know it was a state. I thought it was a city.
You thought it was it's a state.
Oh. Oh. The public American school system, guys. I don't know my own history. I don't know what states there are.
There's too many states.
There's too many. 50 of them? Boy. Get out of here.
Yeah. All the North Carolina, South Carolina, they all need to join up.
Yeah, just be a Carolina.
Yeah, just be Carolina, North Dakota, and South Dakota. Just become one big Dakota. Yeah.
We're one big... Yeah. No. In fact, all of you guys get out of here. Just be California.
No, California is a fucking dystopia, man. Stop coming here.
It's not a dystopia. Well, yeah, LA is a fucking dystopia.
Man, stop coming here, man.
Stop coming here. I just met...
The rent's too damn high.
Too many
people live here.
It is. I met people from, like, New York today. I'm like, why did you... It's the same thing. Why did you leave?
De Guatemala, Guatapeor.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, man. People are coming... Yeah, I like, have met people now that I live out here. I mean, LA's big enough. Y'all don't know where I am. But I met people...
LA's pretty big.
It's very big. But I met people from, like, Utah that were like, oh, I had a house back in Utah. It was only, like... Or I rented a house in Utah. It was only, like, $800 a month. And I'm like, bitch, fuck you. Why did you come out here?
Why'd you come here from Utah, which may or may not be real?
I didn't think it was real until recently.
You only heard about the state Utah when someone told you they were from Utah.
I'm like, Utah? Where's that? Like, it's the United States. I'm like, what? The only states we have are California, Texas, and New York. What are you talking about?
It's true. Florida, too.
Nah, Florida
exists.
Nah. Florida's kind of a fever dream. It's okay.
Yeah, man.
Anyway.
They don't pay taxes.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if it's because they're allowed to. I don't think that they're allowed to not pay taxes. I think they just don't.
Though they don't pay sales taxes, because I live in like a touristy area in California, and like when I was a cashier, I'd get people that were just like, what the hell is this? Why is it not we don't pay sales tax in Florida? I'm just like, this is California, bitch.
Is this dystopian future where we lie to you every step of the way?
God, it's a cyberpunk future out here, man. It really
Seriously.
is.
Everything. Like, U-Hauls are like, oh, we're starting at $24.99. It's like, yeah, it's $24.99 to rent the truck, but you can't rent the truck unless you also get, like, renter's insurance, and you pay for the gas, and you pay for, like, liability.
What?
Yeah. When we moved out here, we were
man.
like, oh, we'll just get I almost said Utah. We moved out here and got a U-Haul. Or we were thinking about getting a U-Haul because it was like, oh, $19.95. And then they were like, oh, yeah, taxes and fees included. And we're like, what are the taxes and fees? And they're like, it's an extra $50. We're like, man, fuck you guys. What are you talking about? What happened to the $19.95? Stupid.
It's like, that's just to get you in, man.
Yeah, man. Dystopia.
That was a lie.
Oh,
man.
We live in a society.
Vivimos en una sociedad.
Anyway. She grows hair.
What was I saying? Where was I?
Fuck. Sorry.
We were talking about how upsetting she is to look at, and that living in California is a hellhole, so...
Now you were talking about where they got her, I think? That's how we got into Vermont not being a state.
Yeah, so I think we're past that. So when the older brother gave the doll to the little sister, she was like overjoyed, and she named the doll after herself, Okiku.
Man.
So, that some similarities to Robert the Doll right there.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Like, don't name your toys after yourself.
You're just making a voodoo
They're gonna
doll.
become haunted.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
You're asking for it,
Is
man.
that really how it is?
It sounds like it. I don't know how it is. I don't do voodoo.
I've never made a voodoo. You don't do voodoo?
No.
Alright, that's cool.
I don't know what it is.
Don't...
I hear it's okay, but I don't know what it is, so I do not.
We'll talk about that, about voodoo a little bit more in like another episode, potentially.
Yeah. I gotta look it up. I follow some people that do voodoo, but I kind of still don't know what goes into it.
It's scary.
According to them, it's whatever.
Spooky. The only witches I know are just like, I'm gonna buy some amethyst because it looks cool. Y'all are just like crystals.
We're just like,
the smelly leaf.
Pretty and smelly leaf.
Yeah.
Damn, you're not wrong,
That's
though.
all witches are,
Damn,
right?
You're not wrong, though.
You like your crystals and your smelly leaves.
Damn. I also love looking at my horoscope. Oh my god.
And your horoscopes.
Nah. According to my sister, that's white people witchcraft, so I don't know.
White people I don't know about that.
Yeah, she does like voodoo and stuff. She's very like, nah, if it can't, well, you know what, never mind. But anti-imperialist, I should say. She's a character. I love her. But anyway.
Yeah, I should invite her onto the podcast and we could talk about spooky magic.
She'd get bored She'd get bored within the first 15 minutes. She doesn't even listen to our podcast.
They don't have to know that.
I mean, she does, but she goes in, she's like, I have a request. Can it be 50 minutes shorter, please? And I'm like, no.
Well, maybe it would be 50 minutes shorter if you'd let me tell my story.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're talking about your pretty rocks and your smelly leaves.
Shit. Go ahead. She was overjoyed.
Here. She was overjoyed. She took it everywhere with her. You know, she slept with it. They were inseparable, you know? Just like another. But there's like nothing that indicates that like there was like any sort of like, how do you say, any wrongdoing by the doll at this point. So like it was just like a pretty normal relationship with like her and like the doll. She would play with it, sleep with it, dress it, you know, so stuff like that. Very normal stuff. It was just like a doll that she really liked.
Yeah.
Until one day, of course, the little girl died from complications of like severe influenza and fever.
Vaccinate your children.
Vaccinate.
This was a different time, I know. This is a different time, I know. But vaccinate your children, because this is what happens.
This is what happens.
Yeah.
They become a haunted doll.
They become a haunted doll, yeah.
So, you know, as is traditional in Japanese culture, they, like, set up an altar to, like, pray to her, and, like, they place the doll onto the altar. And then, not long after, like, they've had the doll in the altar for a while, they noticed that there was something, like, really strange happening with the doll, which is that, like, its hair started growing unevenly, and this was, like, starting to look, like, really disheveled. So these dolls typically have, like, a nice little bob cut. That's, like, the traditional, like, hairstyle for these sort of Ichimatsu dolls. But in her case, like, the doll's hair just kept growing down to its knees.
Unsettling.
Yeah, unsettling. And, like, you can see the pictures of, like, the hair of this doll, and it does grow, like, really unevenly and, like, raggedy looking. I don't like it.
No. She looks like a black-eyed child, what I imagine them to look like. Like, you send me the picture, and then, like, for a little while, all I can think about was, like, it standing in my closet. I'm like, no.
I was just about to say something, like, really insensitive, which is that when I picture black-eyed children, they're always white.
I mean, me too.
Like, the idea of an Asian black-eyed child has never crossed my mind. Because, look, in my head, like, a black-eyed child is just, like a white kid from, like, a 50s sitcom. That's how I picture them in my head.
No, me too, because me either. I've never, like, imagined, like, a Latino black-eyed child, or... Oh, there's noises in my apartment. It scared the shit out of me. Ugh.
The black-eyed children.
I'm like, no. Talking about them gives them power.
Man, they might have Latino black-eyed children in LA.
I don't think Latino children are going up to people's houses and being like, can I use your phone? Please? Can I use your phone, please? Please, can I use your phone, please? Please?
Man, you don't know.
That sounds like a white person
you're gonna get visited by a black-eyed kid, and I'm gonna ask you the ethnicity.
No. I'll be like, I didn't know. I slammed the door. No, thank you. Man, I'm gonna be home by myself. I'm scared. Oh. I stay up all night.
Yeah, man, stay up all night. I'll be here.
Good. Oh. That's creepy. I don't like that. Do they know how? I mean, I guess they don't know how, huh?
No, they don't know how. It was a mystery to them too, so they concluded that like perhaps Okiku's spirit has somehow like inhabited the doll or was trying to tell them like some sort of message with like the hair growing. Either way, they were like a little bit like off put by it, but they didn't really know what to do about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's just like with Annabelle, it just sort of like haunted shit happens and you're just like, well, this is just my life now. But unlike other stories of like haunted dolls, like Okiku doesn't have like any sort of like history of like being a disruptive spirit. So like it wouldn't make noises, it wouldn't move, it wouldn't do like any of that sort of stuff that like other like cursed or haunted dolls would do. Its biggest feature was that like it would continue to grow its hair. And it's continued to grow its hair for almost a century now.
Holy shit. I was just about to say, I was like, did they crack it open and like see if maybe there was just like a...
We're not gonna crack it open at this point.
Well, I mean... for science.
Well, I'll talk about the science in a little bit.
What are you chewing on?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was drinking water.
Ooh, delicious. Sippy.
Anyways. I'll talk about the science in a little bit.
I didn't even know there was science.
In 1938, the family decided to move to Sakhalin. I think it's called Sakhalin. Wait, they pronounced Sakhalin. They moved to Sakhalin. And they didn't really know what to do with the doll. Because, like, they didn't exactly want to, like, throw it away or like, leave it in the house. Because they didn't want to, like, throw it away or, like, leave it in the house. Because they believed that, like, their daughter's spirit might be in there. Or, like, some remnant of her, like, stayed in the doll. So, instead, what they did is that they took it to one of the temples. So right now Okiku is at the Menenji Temple in the town of Iwamizama, Hokkaido, Japan. You know, the family explained the unusual qualities of the dolls to the priests, and they accepted it and were able to see for themselves that the doll's hair would keep growing. So it's just become part of like the monks' daily chores to trim the hair of Okiku. And I'm not sure if they have it up. I wasn't able to find a lot of pictures of Okiku in the temple because they have a very strict like no outside photography allowed. But adorning like the temple walls are like pictures of like Okiku and like the different stages of her hair growth. And of course, like, Okiku herself is, like, displayed in, like, a wooden box with, like, a golden trim inside. And, like, you could still go and see her today. And, like, it's pretty cool. Like, she doesn't do anything that upsetting besides growing hair. Like, I wasn't able to find, like, any information that, like, said that she would, like, walk around or like giggle or laugh. This was like more stuff that was added afterwards and like plays and movies and books made about her when like it captured the public's imagination. But for the most part, it seems like Okiku is like pretty harmless, but she's just kind of an upsetting looking doll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, how come there's so much? Because I just looked it up. I was like, let me look at these upsetting looking pic. Ugh, it's so why? But like, and then they have like stuff from video games and like movies and stuff where like she just looks terrifying and like somehow less upsetting.
I've noticed that.
But I'm like, why would they do that? She looks less upsetting as a terrifying monster. Also, why did this one give her big tits?
What?
White Noise 2. Yeah. Okiku from White Noise 2 has big tits, and I'm like, hello?
I mean, dude,
why does everything have to have big tits?
one of like the biggest problems I came across like trying to do research for the episode is that like people would just post like any photo of an Ichimatsu doll and call it Okiku, and I'm just like, clearly that's not Okiku because it looks way better than her. This doll looks
there's some of these
way
that are...
nicer than her.
Yeah.
And the hair is
this one looks
very
really nice.
Yeah, and the hair is very obviously not human. So supposedly the legends say that they tested Okiku's hair and that they found that it was actually human hair that was growing out of her scalp.
How? That's so what?
Yeah, so to
but how?
Add another layer. Yeah, and I guess, like, everyone in, like, forums were trying to say that, like, using human hair was, like, common in, like, Japanese doll making, and, I don't think that's so, actually. With, like, the research I done, like, I found that the hair that's made... With the research I was doing, I found out that, like, it's not traditional to use human hair for, like, dolls. Typically what's used is like a black silk and then they're like glued onto the head in like wefts.
Okay, cool. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, wouldn't they use like silk?
Yeah, they use silk and then they would glue it onto the head.
Yeah. That makes more sense. Why would you use human hair? I feel like maybe people just see, because like the silk, it looks a lot like human hair.
It has like a very
so that
thin
might be
texture.
what it is.
No, but like you can tell when it's like silk because it's like very smooth and like it looks too perfect.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I think maybe people thought that that's just what Japanese hair looks like.
Maybe.
Cuz like what's it called? Like geishas and stuff. A lot of the times they don't use their actual hair, they just use like fake wigs and stuff, and I'm sure that they use silk at one point. So that's why I'm assuming.
You know, I didn't look
maybe
into
people just thought
like what geisha wigs are made out of, but I found out that you don't get a geisha wig until like you're a master.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're starting out as a geisha, you have to use like your real hair, and then as you level up, you get to wear the wig.
That's kind of my favorite part about geishas is that you level up.
Yeah.
There's level 1 geisha and you can only have lipstick a certain way. There's level 2. And there's level 3 you can have wigs. It's like, oh man.
Finally.
That's fun. Finally I can wear the wigs. Finally I can have lipstick on my top and bottom lip.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. And
anyway.
And there's something like significant about that because I feel like hair, particularly in like Japanese culture, is like really significant because the word for hair in Japanese and the word for like God, and I think also paper, is kami. So kami means God, hair, and paper. So like yeah, so like hair, like it represents like life, health, and beauty because it's believed that like depending on like how healthy you are, like it'll show in like your hair.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then like it also makes sense because like throughout the years, like specific hairstyles represented like one's wealth or like social status, like even like the marital status or like religion. And like as we were mentioning earlier, we were also talking about like a geisha. So there's like specific hairdos that are associated with like specific jobs and ranks in like Japanese culture, such as like the samurai or sumo, or like we mentioned like geishas, they'll have like very specific hairstyles.
And only certain levels are allowed to have it. Yeah, hair sounds like it's very important. Also, just to, feel free to correct us, because we are not Japanese. So. Just in case. We are not claiming to know everything, because We're just a bunch of weebs.
Yeah, these are just some observations I came up on, like, online about, like, hair.
Yeah. Hair's pretty cool.
Yeah, but, like, particularly hair holds, like, some sort of, like... What I was reading is, like, there's, like, something a little bit supernatural about hair in Japanese culture. Like, I was reading that, like, with, like, hairbrushes, it's, like, really taboo to, like, borrow someone else's hairbrush or, like, gift a hairbrush to anyone, because it's believed that, like, a hairbrush has, like, shamanic qualities, and, like, the brushing of hair, like, activates, like, the spiritual fibers that are in the hair. And, you know, it's also, like, generally believed that, like, hair holds, like, since it's part of you, like, it holds, like, a little bit of, like, spiritual energy. You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
like...
that's pretty cool.
So, yeah, like, hair has, like, a bit of, like, a supernatural energy, because there's, like, energy that comes from, like, the hair, because it comes from us. And, like, I was thinking about... Someone was talking to me earlier about, like, sympathetic magic. Is that something that you know about?
Yes? Not, I don't... I guess I don't know anything about it.
You don't know anything about sympathetic magic?
I'm like, I feel like... I'm not a sympathetic person. No, I feel like... It's not my vocabulary. I'm very mean. I can't do it.
You heard it here,
No,
folks.
I feel like I've heard that term before. I'm very mean. I'm nice. It just comes out wrong. I feel like I've heard about it, but I don't know what it entails. Like, I've definitely heard that term before, but I don't know what it means.
All right.
I'm a bad witch in the sense that I don't know anything about it. Oh, goggle it. You were hoping.
Yeah, I was hoping you would know since you're a witch, but I guess you're a white witch. You just like your pretty. You just like your pretty rocks and your smelly leaf.
Oh. Oh no. Let's look it up. Let's see. My money is on that it's just able to, like, you're able to sense things from objects is what I'm guessing.
No, sympathetic magic is a primitive or magical ritual using objects or action resembling or symbolically associated with the event or person over which influence is sought.
Oh. So it's just okay. I didn't know that's what that was called. Okay.
Yeah, so what is that?
That's
what
voodoo, baby.
That's what?
That's voodoo, baby.
That's voodoo. But
yeah.
That's not my shiny rock or smell leaf.
No, I don't know if it... Well, I mean, I feel like that's voodoo in the way that you kind of just... What's it called? Like voodoo dolls. Like, it's kind of just what you associate with voodoo is, like, I don't know, putting, like, a piece of hair on a doll and then doing something to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
so if, like, you want, like... So... I guess... what is it? Oh, there's a lady on YouTube
mm-hmm.
that, like... Okay, well, I guess just in general, like, you could, like... Yeah, like, using... something, yeah, it's just magic, baby.
All right, then it's just magic, baby.
it's just magic, baby. But you use, like, it's like, okay, I guess this is just specifically for a person, but that's just what magic is. So it's like, okay, well, you want more money, so then you'll use, like, I don't know, like a jar, and then I don't know, like, think... It's just magic, baby.
It's just magic, baby.
It's just like, I'm trying to think of, like, the way that it's it's stated, I'm like, that's just everything that we do?
Yeah, man. That's why I thought you'd know about it, baby.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
This bitch don't know what it's called.
No, I don't. But yeah, so I guess, like, yeah, kind of like what Chucky fucking did. He got a doll and it had the duck's fucking hair on it, and then he did something to it. That's what it is. There you go.
Maybe.
But why? What were we talking about? Why?
I was referring to, like, hair, and, like, why it would be upsetting that something would, like, grow hair, and what are, like, maybe, like, the spiritual or cultural consequences of that.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Like, for example,
that makes sense, yeah.
Why is it upsetting when you eat someone else's hair? That's weird. You don't want to eat someone else, then they're part of you.
You can't eat someone else's hair.
Then they're part of you,
that
man.
Makes sense. I see what you're saying, then. Yeah, hair is used a lot in sympathetic magic. It's, like, the easiest thing to get a hold of to symbolize someone.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Especially, like, even when we look at, like, Western practices, like mourning jewelry, where, like, Victorians would use, like, braids of hair to, like, remember their loved ones by. So, like, yeah, like, hair is, like, a really big part of, like, oneself and, like, one's identity and stuff like that, you know? When you really think about it.
It's also a part of you that is, like, not gross to keep.
I mean, fingernails are gross.
That's gross. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's like, okay, well, what's part of you that falls off that
you
can keep and not be gross? Yeah. No, just hair.
Just hair.
Just hair. Only hair. Even then, some people are like, that's gross.
I think it's is like, a little bit upsetting, because even when I hear about, like, dolls that have, like, human hair, I'm just like, nah, man, that was part of a person at one point, and it's still part of them now.
Or, yeah, on dolls, it's weird, because it feels like magic.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know, it's like, because you think that, like, if it has human hair, like, the spirit of the person will somehow, like, be in the doll because it has, like, a piece that's human in it, you know? That's the part that makes it upsetting.
That is upsetting. It's like, if I make this doll fuck a G.I. Joe, what's gonna happen to the real person?
What? I don't think it's like that at all.
Well, no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you had a doll and it had real human hair and you were, like, fucking with it, it's like, okay, but what's gonna happen to the real person? Like, if you drop it, it's like, is that person gonna get a concussion? What's gonna happen? It's too many variables. It's like, yeah, you can put it in a box, but then it's like, okay, well, putting it in a box could mean that, yeah, it's upsetting. I don't like it. Don't use my hair for dolls. Stop it.
Yeah, man, please don't use my hair. Oh, God, like, my hair is all over my goddamn house. I shed like a fucking madman, dude. It's a problem.
Me too.
I clog up showers like it's no one's business.
Oh, same. Just immediately.
And it always looks super gross when it comes out because it looks like it's a creature.
It does! Yeah, every time I'm in the shower and, like, my hair falls out, you know how, like, you roll it? I call them hair roaches.
Ew.
Because they look like roaches.
No.
It's hair roaches. Is someone knocking on my door? Are they telling me to be quiet? Fuck you.
That's a black-eyed kid.
Gone.
You gotta let him use the phone.
Shut up! I'm home alone. It's 3 a.m. I don't like it.
You gotta ask them their ethnicity.
No. No. No, stop it. Oh.
So, let's try to, like, debunk it, you know? Well,
I don't know. How would you... Yeah, I'm like, what is the science behind it? I'm confused. Like, I mean, maybe there is no science behind it, and it's just a spirit doing spirit-like things, but I don't know.
Do you think it's Okiku's
How
own hair that's growing out of the doll?
Well, if it's human hair, it could be, I guess.
Could be.
Like,
the only thing
but how
about
would it
that
get
is that,
there?
like, the sources are, like, really muddy, because, like, they say that they sent a sample to some lab, and then it came back that it was human hair. They never mention, like, what the science lab is, or, like, when it was, like, taken in for testing, or any sort of stuff like that. I don't know, there's a lot of theories that say that maybe, like, Okiku is, like, a kind of, like, automaton. Where, like...
Is it what?
An automaton. It's like a little robot.
Oh, it's like a Barbie that grows its hair?
Yeah, like, there's maybe, like, some sort of clockwork mechanism inside the doll that, like, makes it so that the hair grows. Which is...
Yeah, that's why I was...
Which isn't uncommon in, like, Japanese culture, because there is, like, a lot of automatons, like, ever since like clockwork technology was brought to Japan, like, they've, like, all kinds of, like, little automatons were made. I've seen ones where it's, like, a little doll that, like, has, like, a bow and arrow, and it, like, launches the arrow. I've seen another one where it's, like, a little doll that, like, serves tea. And the thing about, like,
you sent those to us.
Yeah, I put some on, like, the Discord.
Really cool.
I thought they were really neat looking, because they do just look like dolls, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, I saw one... After you sent me that video, like, there was a bunch of suggestions, and one of them was, like, a naked version of it. Not, like, naked as in nude, but I mean, like, naked as in it didn't have the clothes to cover the clockwork pieces. Mm-hmm. It was scary. I didn't like it.
It's like a Furby goblin.
Yeah. I was like, clothe it, please, clothe it, please, clothe it. Clothe it. Put clothes on her, please. Yeah, She's scary.
The thing about Okiku
they're really cool.
That I've noticed is that she's always wearing different clothes.
Really?
Yeah, Okiku has different outfits, so, like, when the monks dress her, are they adjusting the mechanism inside her? Oh, yeah.
But if they were trying to keep that a secret, wouldn't they not change her clothes? Is it just known that she's an automaton? That's why I was wondering why, like, they wouldn't just open her up and see.
Because but I guess it belongs...
You're not allowed to take pictures.
It belongs to the monks in that temple, and you gotta respect it, man.
Nah.
You can't...
Maybe.
That's their property. And if they don't want to do that, then you can't force them to. We can't just barge into the Meneji temple and break Okiku open.
Break her open. Okay. We're gonna start a Patreon. No. Oh damn, she does have different outfits. That's fun. Look at her go. She's got red silk. She's wearing pink. They change her outfit. Wait, if they change her outfit, are they changing her face too? Is this actually the Okiku doll? Like, it has white eyes now?
No, if it has any sort of white in its eyes, then it's a different doll. Because the Okiku doll has, like, black beads. The Okiku doll has, like, black glass beads for eyes with, like, no whites in them and, like, a slightly parted mouth. And, like, one of the things I hear is that her teeth also grow.
Why would they grow?
Why would they grow? I don't think they grow. Otherwise, she'd be looking like a little rodent.
She kind of do right now. She looked like one of them laboratory mice.
No.
I'm gonna get haunted. I'm so sorry. No, please.
Be nice to Okiku.
I mean, she's nice. She doesn't do anything. She just grows her hair, and it's creepy, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I guess she doesn't do... There's no reason to be scared of her, but, like, she just looks unsettling.
She does have, like, a very unsettling look to her, yeah.
Man, you can tell men cut her hair. It's all uneven.
I think it adds to the creepiness of it.
That men cut her hair? It's definitely very creepy that a group of men have a doll. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want.
Stop it.
I'm just taking any opportunity to shit on men because that's our brand.
That's our brand.
If you got a podcast and you're not shitting on men, then you don't have a podcast.
I think this is the only podcast I listen to that shits on men.
Ah, shit.
Except for all the murder podcasts, because that's always
oh yeah.
God, there's so many of them.
We got the market cornered. I do love those murder podcasts. They stay shitting on men. They're like, sounds like something a man would do.
I don't like that shit. That shit gives you brain fungus. But anyways.
Brain fungus?
It gives you brain fungus, dude.
What? How so? What does that mean?
I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into my opinions on, like, murder podcasts and media.
I love murder podcasts.
I know. And that's why I don't want to shit on you and make you feel bad.
Damn it.
But I will say that you have brain fungus. But no! I still love you.
What does that mean? What does it mean?
You got brain fungus, but I still love you.
I'm gonna look it up. Are you saying I'm dumb? How dare?
No, I mean... Anyways, Okiku grows her hair. If we look into, like, the... What are you doing?
Nothing.
You're just wailing in the background.
She said I have brain fungus. It's okay.
Look, we've all had brain fungus before.
Oh, I love Snapped. Leave me alone. It's the best show on television. Anyway. There's not a whole lot of research done into her. They're just like, yeah, they're just taking the monk's word for it.
Yeah, it seems like that seems to be pretty much the case, that they just take, like, the monk's word for it. Supposedly there's, like, a lot of pictures, like, in the temple of, like, the doll's hair and, like, different levels of growth.
Do the monks use it for anything? Like, is it, like, are they just taking care of it because there's a spirit in there, or is it just like...
I think so.
Is it teaching them a lesson of some sort?
I think they're just keeping it because, like, there may be a spirit in there. But, like, one of the things that we talked briefly in, like, one episode, the Jingle Ball Run, our Christmas episode, about, like, relics. But, like, relics seems to be, like, a very Western-centric thing. Like, I feel like having the Okiku doll, especially having the Okiku doll, like, openly on display in their temple, probably brings a lot of people to their temple, you know?
Oh.
And that could be, like, very...
monks gotta eat.
Yeah.
Monks gotta eat.
But also, like, I feel like if you have, like, an object like that, you can't just leave it alone, you know? Because, like, if it does have, like, a little girl spirit, then what happens when, like, the parents have the doll in their household, and then, like, the parents, like, eventually, like, pass away and move on? Like, does the spirit just stay in the doll? Like, what's going to happen to her in, like, the generations to come? Like, will her spirit ever be able to, like, let go? Like, I think the family probably thought it was, like, best to leave them with, like, the monks, because they figured, like, they probably knew how to, like, take care of the doll, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, how do you even, like, do that? It's like...
Yeah, because they say with, like, haunted dolls, like, you should always, like, gift them to someone else. You should never throw them away or burn them. But you should always just rehome them. That's the idea.
They're like dogs.
Yeah,
you can't leave them out on the street.
Yeah, man.
He's a home. I don't know how I would react to that.
Yeah, man, like, if, like, someone you loved passed away and, like, their spirit is, like, in an object, like, what do you do? You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, it feels like I would be abandoning her if I gave it to monks or, like, a priest or something.
Like,
But then what do? You gonna keep it?
Like, where are you gonna put it?
Where are you gonna put her? And then what happens, exactly, what happens when you die? And then someone's just gonna throw her away.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. They were like, well, we don't want someone to just throw it away. So let's give it to the monks and tell them what's going on. And they'll, yeah, you know what? And that's, like, probably what it was.
And, like, probably, like, keep her spirit alive, you know? Or, like, whatever it may be. I don't know, that's
or at the very least, treat her with respect.
Yeah,
I think that may be what it was.
That's, like, a really ethical dilemma when, like, you have, like, especially if, like, your doll is, like, a vessel for, like, someone you know. I don't know, because I feel like it's cruel to, like, take her away from her family, but, like, ultimately it was, like, the family's decision to, like, leave her with the monks. But I don't know.
That's what, I'm kind of surprised that she wouldn't have made more of a fuss. Well, I guess there was no fuss being made to begin with.
Do you think it would just be too painful to keep her?
Maybe. Maybe that's part of it, too. They're like, well, this is the doll that our daughter loves so much, and now she's dead, so...
And, like, part of her spirit may or may not be in this doll.
Yeah, that may be what it is. I guess, yeah, it's kind of like... Yeah, it's kind of... Oh, man, it's kind of like a... What's the word? Like, I guess like a substitute daughter. Maybe that's what it was. Because I feel like... I mean, me personally, if that's the shit... If my fucking dead daughter was inside of a doll, like, I'd treat that doll like my daughter.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And I would assume that that's, like... That would be difficult in the grieving process.
Yeah, it would be difficult. Do you think it's like...
It's like that AI that they have now.
Oh, God,
have you seen that? Oh. Whew. That's a can of worms.
That's a can of worms. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit later.
Whew.
Oh, but maybe that was just their way of, like, trying to move on from it, you know? Like, it's just too painful to keep her around.
Maybe.
But do you think, like, the doll was upset? Because, like, according to the monks, like, the doll hasn't done anything malicious.
Well, maybe it's just because it's not a malicious spirit. Well, no, because there's also, like, there's dolls that are possessed by babies that are not malicious, but they cry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, the most I've heard is that, like, Okiku will come into, like, the dreams of monks and, like, tell them to cut her hair.
Oh, okay.
It's like, don't forget.
You're like, don't forget.
You gotta cut my hair,
every Tuesday. It's getting long. It's scraggly.
I'm itchy.
Excuse me. I want bangs with longer bangs framing my face, please.
It's like, you call this a hairstyle?
You call these curtain bangs? Gah! Oh. I kind of wonder the same thing. Well, I guess she was... How old was she when she died?
She must have been only like 2 or 3 years old.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So maybe that's... like a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, baby would cry, wouldn't they? I don't know, man. Now it opens the whole... Maybe she's just very polite.
I think it's only like a part of her spirit, you know? Like, I would like to think, because, like, with other haunted dolls where, like, they very much act like a vessel, like, they do a lot more things, like cry and, like, try to communicate and, like, move things around. But whereas with, like, Okiku, like, the most she does is, like, grow her human hair, which is a little upsetting, but
ultimately harmless.
Ultimately, she seems to be, like, really harmless. Yeah. So I think it's just,
Do you think, like, maybe it's...
It might be like her spiritual energy that was like put into the doll and still lives within it.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's not like her soul, I guess you could say. Maybe it's just like a little imprint because she had such a good time with that doll. So something manifested, but it was not her or an entity. Maybe it's just like a little like well, there's a little magic, just a little touch of it, just a little touch of magic to show because of the good time that she had.
And plus,
now it grows its hair.
I was saying about like hair and like Japanese culture, like back in I think it's the Heina period, like women of like nobility would like grow out their hair to like ridiculous lengths, and that was like considered like beauty and like health to have like really long hair. So maybe like the message isn't necessarily like, it's not malicious, but it's just like, I'm healthy, I am doing well.
Yeah.
My hair is growing. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's just her. Oh, that would be fun. That's just her telling her family that she's okay. Oh, you're a lot less frightening now. They're like, she's cursed! And I'm like, I think she's just she's definitely upsetting to look at. I wish she wasn't so upsetting to look at. But also, maybe that's why people like do, maybe that's why people remake her to look pretty. Maybe they came to the same conclusion that we did. And she's just a little girl.
Yeah, because when we look into like more haunted dolls, like they tend to like do a lot more like messed up things.
Yeah.
Like they can like physically harm people, like we know with like the Annabelle story. They could like potentially like move or change expression or like cause bad luck, like Robert.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, but Okiku seems to be like really calm and non-malicious. It's like very difficult to like try to like understand that, like where it's coming from, you know? Yeah, like all of the stuff of like her giggling or like moving around, that was stuff that's like in like movies and like literature and like fiction made about her. But the doll itself, like nothing like that has like ever been reported.
She's very vanilla.
She's very vanilla for a haunted doll.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted that. They were like, okay, well, she looks creepy, and then this story over here is terrifying. We'll mix the two together.
Oh, speaking about stories, there's actually another Japanese, like, ghost story that also, where, like, a girl is also named Okiku.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't look too much into it, but, like, that was, like, one of the little notes that I would get from, like, research is that there's these two similar stories that have the same name, Okiku. The other ghost story is, like, there's this servant, her name is Okiku. There's, like, a nobleman that, like, wants her to be his mistress, but she refused, and she continues to, like, refuse all of his advances because she doesn't want to be his mistress. So then one day, like, the noble steals, like, some like, expensive plates, and he says that, like, if she doesn't become his mistress, that he's going to, like, break the plates and, like, blame it on her.
Man.
And, like, she still refuses, and then he, like, murders her and dumps her body in a well.
How did I fucking know he was gonna murder her?
She gets hella murderized, bro.
Is the brain fungus the truth? Is it the ability to see into the future?
Your third eye?
Is it my third eye? No. Is the brain fungus the ability to know whether or not a man is gonna murder you? Because I think I'm pretty good at guessing. Christ. Jesus. Anytime. What? I'm mad now. Anyway.
Yeah, and so like her
guy.
vengeful spirit comes out from like the well.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck him up, girl. Good for you.
Yeah. So it's just like an interesting note to make about like Japanese folklore is that there's more than one Okiku. That's a spirit.
Ah. Maybe people get confused with her then. Maybe that's why that Okiku has big tits.
Maybe that Okiku with big tits is the other Okiku, actually.
That would make sense. Okay,
yeah.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah, man. Any last thoughts? Man. Any questions that you have about Okiku?
Just why we haven't cracked her open, but that's it.
No, we can't.
I'm like, just do it. Just do it. Just check it out. Just check it. Just check it out. Just like a little routine. We're gonna snip your hair, but also like we're just gonna look underneath. We're gonna check inside your head real quick. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, depending on like what kind of doll Okiku is, like her head may be hollow if she's made out of porcelain, or it could be completely solid, because like traditionally made Japanese dolls are made of like it's made out of like a kind of composition, so it's made out of like glue and like wood shavings. So,
and
like,
how would
if
her
she
hair be able to grow?
So I think.
I mean, I guess.
In like the 1910s, they had porcelain by then, so it's completely possible that her head could be hollow. So that gives it like a compartment for like the hair to come out of. But like even then, and like dolls that are made out of porcelain, like they don't have like when you think about like a fashion doll, they have like the holes in the head where like the hair comes in, because like you plug the hair in. But with, like, porcelain and, like, those sorts of things, like, the hair is usually glued on to, like, the scalp, or it's a wig.
Okay. So it's just a spirit. Okay.
So, like, even if it was, like, if, like, the head was empty, like, the hair wouldn't rest, like, naturally, like it does on the doll. Like, there would just be, like, a big gap in, like, the head where, like, the hair is, like, coming out like a troll hair.
The troll hair. Can you imagine? Kiku with troll hair.
Yeah.
Is that what the art's gonna be? It
wouldn't flow in, like, a way that looks natural if there was just the hole on the top of the head. Oh, no. Alright. But yeah, I think that's the end of this episode.
Yeah.
We gotta do our plugs. So what do you folks think about Okiku? Do you think she's a spirit? Is she an automaton? Tell us in the comment section below.
Or is it just a ploy to get people to pay money?
Yeah, is she just a relic to get people to, like, come into the temple? Who knows? I'd really like to read your thoughts.
Me too.
Yeah. You could also find us on our social media at HauntsRUs, at Haunts_R_us on Instagram and Twitter, and you could find our Tumblr, Haunts-R-us. And what else do we have? And our email! We have an email. You could send us inquiries, episode suggestions, anything you want. Spam. Send us spam. We don't give a shit. We'll read it. At HauntsRUs@gmail.com. And I think that's it. Enjoy the episode. Enjoy the speed draw. Hope y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Don't get haunted, babies.
Don't get haunted.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.